And I always take a good book, and I have my computer, and I usually like to take a movie on my computer, usually from the 50s or 40s. I think the last time I traveled, I took Laura, which I probably watched more than any other movie. That and what's the other one with Olivier? I came to Mandalay. Help me. I'll remember it in a minute.
Just on that point, do you watch old movies of yourself? For example, and I can remember the best Titanic movie ever made, or else The Great Escape. Do you watch those movies these days?
No, I mean I have, but I don't watch it. Sabrina Fair, that's another lovely movie. I mean, there are so many movies. It's interesting. My children, my eldest son is now 51, but it's interesting to meet with them and say, you know, do you know such and such a movie that was there are so many movies from back there, and they don't know them. And you can give them a list of those fantastic movies with Double Indemnity and Honor, and let them visit them for the first time in their lives. And now with these large screens in living rooms, it's a wonderful experience.
That movie you're trying to remember is by Daphne du Maurier.
Yes.
Is that Rebecca?
Rebecca.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay, just over here on the left. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Vous êtes une référence, une sorte d'exemple de longévité dans le monde des séries. Est-ce que vous donnez des conseils aux jeunes acteurs qui débutent, qui durent dans le métier en fait?
Did you understand? You've had such a long career. What kind of advice would you give to young actors who are just starting out in television?
I don't give advice. The only thing I've always said to actors or to parents, my son wants to become an actor, I say make sure they have a degree in business, because if they're not successful, they can get a job somewhere because they have a degree in business. If they are successful, they'll be able to take care of their own money, which most actors don't know what to do. I mean, a degree in business, I think, is essential to any young person going into the theatre. And the other thing is that everybody will, if I'm talking to the person who wants to become an actor or actress, I say that everybody's going to try to dissuade you. Your father doesn't want you to do it, your mother doesn't want you to do it, nobody wants you to do it. But if you really feel that you have to do it, ignore that advice and go for it. I think it has to be something that's in the blood and not, there's some kids some children who don't come out of university with not very well out of schooling, and they don't really have much talent or don't quite know what to do and where to go, and so they either form a band or they become an actor or an actress. That's wonderful for a short while, but I think most of them at some point find a different career.
Do the younger actors on the set or younger actors you've worked with come to you for advice? Do they look to you as a sort of mentor?
No, I go to them for advice. I think acting is a learning process every day. There's something new you learn. And people are surprised when you say how extraordinarily nervous you can be on the set of NCIS with a long 3-page scene, which I've choreographed and worked it out, with props, embodiment, a thing with syringes, blah, blah, blah. And there's a tremendous nervousness, a nervous tension, and I don't think it ever goes away.
Hello again. I would like to go back to the fact that you're interested in the human body and autopsy. I would like to know if you started to do that to work on your role because you had to know a little, or if it's a passion now for you, and if you're still studying it, and why and how.
I knew nothing about pathology and very little about the human body, and I certainly had not stood over a gentleman and a technician who were literally taking the body completely to pieces. So I knew nothing about it. I absolutely did this in order to be able to look as if I know what I'm doing on set. But then my curiosity got the better of me, and it became almost obsessive. I wanted to know more, to know more, to know more. I'm also very aware of my own, weakness. I know how easy it is to die, and I know what people die of. And I know what all of you would look like if you were dead and lying on a table down at the coroner's office, which gives you a perspective on life, which is quite useful. In the same way, I knew nothing about NCIS, so I went down to Washington, met with the director of NCIS, and toured the facility and met a great many of the agents. And the agents are specialists in their own field. They're not military. It's the Department of Defense and everything. And the NCIS is an organization that works exclusively with the Navy and the Marine Corps. But at the same time, the agents themselves are specialists in their own field. So I've met a great many of those. And after 9/11, a lot of them were responsible for the cleanup at the Pentagon after that plane crash. And it's you know, you may have the humor, and you may. One of the reasons that NCIS is possibly successful is the fact that it's based on a very real organization.
Okay, back here on the right.
Hi, David. Stephen from Belgium. Something different. How important is music to you today as opposed to reading, acting, or something like? And how do you look back on the albums that you've made? And in fact, perhaps one of these songs was sampled by Dr. Gray a few years ago. What does music mean to you?
My father was the concertmaster, or the leader, as we say in England, of the Scottish Orchestra when I was born. And then he came down to London for Thomas Beecham and became the principal violin of the London Philharmonic. Then after the war, he was with the BBC during the war, doing all what the musicians did was to go to factories and everything and entertain people. And then they reformed the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, so he became the principal violin of the Royal Philharmonic. Several of my relations with church organists and such like. My mother was a cellist. I played the oboe for many years. So music was a huge part of my life. I tend to listen to Mozart, particularly Bach, but I do like a lot of 60s music, that whole period. And so it's a very important part of my life. I had that thing called the Pigeon's contraction where your fingers curl up, so I wasn't able to play the oboe. And 4 weeks ago I had surgery to fix it. And I can now actually reach the keys on my oboe, and as soon as it gets flexible again, I shall start playing that again. But music, I was asked, I know today sometimes, today I'm going to do an interview at or in London, I go to London next week. One of the questions is, in black moments of my life, which books have I turned to? And the answer really is, I don't turn to books, I think I turn to music as much as anything else.
You say Mozart, you like Mozart and stuff?
I like Mozart. I tend to like the classics in terms of music. I love Mahler, I love